flights, kettle on the floorboards creak, work boots waiting by the door. Another honest working week, weathered hands, a simple plan, fix a fence, men watch warm. Every season had its say, every day we met the dawn. No rush in the way we live, just doing what the day required. You learn patience from the land and strength from staying tired. We build our lives on open ground with steady hearts and roots set deep. Work the land, raise a family, promise more than we could keep. Through dry years and better days, we stayed when leaving felt too easy. In the quiet towns out west, we learned love by living patiently. Tractor lines across the paddock, dust clinging to the skin. Neighbors close but spread out wide, always ready to step in. If a storm took half the shed or the stock got out at night, you'd hear you before the call, headlights cutting through the night. Nothing fancy, nothing, no, just a hand when one was needed. We were never really rich, but we had more than we admitted. We built our lives on open ground, steady hearts and roots set deep. Worked the land, raised a family, promised more than we could keep. Through dry years and better days, we stayed when leaving felt too easy. In the quiet towns out west, we learned love by living patiently. Sunday mornings, iron shirts, church bells across the street. Kids too loud, old folks smiling, same old seats, same old feet. Town hall dances once a month, timber floor and borrowed lights. You asked me out, I said yes, changed my whole damn life that night. Small ring, simple vows, said them clear and meant them fully. Didn't dream of something else, just growing old slowly. We built our lives on open ground with steady hearts and roots set deep. Worked the land, raise a family, promised more than we could keep. Through hard talks and silent drives and loving each other deeply. In the quiet towns out west, we learned love by staying steady. Children grown, the house feels wide, room still full of echoes. Every mark along the wall, every year the wind still knows. The land remembers every step, every loss and every gain. It held our laughter, held our grief, and it held us through the rain. Evenings cool, the light goes soft, dinner done, the day put down. Sitting side by side in peace, watching night come over town. No big words, no grand regrets, just gratitude for what we had. A life that asked for effort and gave back everything it can. We built our lives on open ground with steady hearts and roots set deep. Worked the land, raised a family, loved each other, lost some sleep. Through all the years we stood our ground, chose each other when it mattered. In the quiet towns out west, we lived a life that truly mattered. When the stars come out at night and the paddocks fade from view. I wouldn't change a single thing. I'd live it all again with you. The sun comes up across the flats, light through curtains we never changed. Kettle on the house wakes slow, same old start, the same old day. Radio talks about the rain and how the crops are holding on. Nothing here is ever rushed, we just move when time moves on. Shops unlock, the streets stay calm, a wave to faces known by name. Every car feels familiar, even if we don't speak the same. You learn early how to wait, how to take the day as it comes. There's no finish line to chase, just the work that needs to be done. Morning in a small town where life never shouted loud. You knew who you were by where you stood and the people you stood around. Morning in a small town where enough was truly enough. You weren't trying to be more than you were just living honestly. Years roll by like quiet roads, not much changes, not much needs to. Same sunrise and same deep calm, still feels right, still feels true. Morning in a small town still lives on inside of me. Every peaceful start reminds my heart of who I used to be. Sun comes up, and so do I. This place was built with borrowed tools and money stretched as far as it could. Fix what broke, learned as we went, did the best we knew we should. Walls went up one job at a time, mistakes hidden under paint. Every mark left on this house is proof of effort, proof of faith. Late nights, early starts, callous skin and aching backs. Didn't ask life for much at all, just something solid to give back. If something failed, we tried again. No shortcuts, no excuses made. We built a life from showing up, and not from promises we gave. These are the hands that built this home, worn by work and honest years. They held the weight, they held the hope, they held love through doubt and fear. These are the hands that built this home, never perfect, always true. And every wall still stands today because they never gave up on you. Kids grew tall inside these rooms, marks on doors still show their height. Every stage of who they were lived right here in plain sight. These are the hands that built this home, and I trust them all again. Every mark still matters. plans fell overnight. You weren't fixing it alone. By the time the kettle boiled, someone's headlights hit the road. No questions asked, no tally kept, just a nod and then a grin. Help arrived before the worry had the chance to settle in. And tools were shared and stories too returned better than before. What you borrowed always came back with a little something more. Didn't matter where you stood or how much money you had. If you needed help, you got it. Nobody thought that was sad. That's the way neighbors used to be, looking out, not keeping score, standing close when times were hard, and helping without being asked for more. That's the way neighbors used to be, and it shaped the way I live. You help because it mattered, not because of what you get. Rain at night, lights on the road. You'd pulled up, coats thrown on. No one ever felt alone when something went wrong. That's the way neighbors used to be, and I still carry it with me. Still feels close. Saturday night, borrowed tie, shoes too tight, hair brushed neat. Old hall lit with paper stars, timber floor beneath our feet. Band played songs we all knew well. Lights were low, the room was warm. Didn't know my life would change before the end of that song. I walked over, asked your name. Hands were shaking, voice was low. You just smiled and said, alright, and the rest just seemed to flow. When the music slowed right down and you leaned your head my way, something settled in my chest, something told me I would stay. One dance at the old hall, one moment I didn't miss. Life doesn't always announce itself, sometimes it's quiet like this. One dance at the old hall, one hand holding mine. I didn't know it then, but I was choosing my whole life. Years went by, the hall grew old, the paint peeled back, the bands moved on. But every time I hear that song, I'm right back where it all began. One dance at the old hall, still dancing with you, still holding on. One dance at the old hall, still dancing with you, still holding on. Simple rain, borrowed suit, standing there beside you. Didn't need big words or plans, just meant what we said we'd do. No crowd, no grand display, just family close and near. We promised to keep choosing through every coming year. Some days love felt easy, some days it felt learned, but we stayed when things were hard and waited for the turn. Didn't walk when it got quiet, didn't run when things felt thin. We learned love isn't the feeling, it's staying when it's thin. These were promises we meant, not just spoken, but lived out. Through tired days and quiet nights, and learning how to work things out. These were promises we meant, simple, strong, and true. Every day we kept them by choosing me and you. Years leave lines upon our faces, time slows everything it can. Still your hand fits into mine, just like it always has. These were promises we meant, and I'd make them all again. Still choosing you. Shoes by the door, noise inside, dinner late, the days fly by. Trying hard not to get it wrong, trying hard to raise them kind. Homework spread across the table, questions we didn't always know, hoping love would fill the gaps where we fell short. We taught them how to say please, how to lend a hand, how to stand for something, and still try to understand. Let them feel and let them learn, let them leave and let them roam, knowing one day they'd walk away and make a life of their own. We did our best to raise their might with what we had. house is quiet, but the echoes still ring. Every laugh, every argument, every joy, every strain. We did our best to raise them right, and I'd do it all again. They still carry us. Some years crack the earth apart, dust in the air, worry in the heart. Counted clouds and waited long, hoping we'd hold on. Other years the paddocks grew green where nothing used to be, teaching us what patience does if you just let it be. I learned real fast what we can't change and what's ours to do. You show up, do your part, and wait things through. Nothing comes from fighting time or cursing at the sky. You work with what the day gives you and let the rest pass by. Through drought and rain, we stayed the same. Didn't lose our way, we worked the land and held each other day by day. Through drought and rain, we stood our ground and trusted what would come. Some things grow slow, but they grow strong if you let them run. Every season left its mark, every year taught us more. We learned endurance isn't loud, it's quiet to the core. Through drought and rain, we made it through. The land remembers. The land remembers. Day goes quiet, the light goes low, chairs pull close, nowhere to go. Dinner done, the world slows down, peace settles over town. No more words that need to be said, no more plans to chase, just the sound of evening air and your hand in place. Birds settle, stars appear, same sky we've known for years. Everything that mattered today is already here. You don't need much as time moves on. just comfort and a view, and the simple calm of sitting side by side with you. Evenings on the veranda where nothing needs to change. No proving, no explaining, just quiet and time and age. Evenings on the veranda where the heart feels safe and sound. This is where I always knew life would slow me down. The world can wait till morning comes. There's nowhere else to be. Evenings on the veranda are enough for me. I'd stay right here. Not everything went to plan, but most of it went true. We made mistakes, we learned our way like everyone will do. Some doors closed, some stayed open. Some things hurt more than they should, but I wouldn't trade the road we took, even if I could. You learn over time what matters and what you can let go. Not every win needs celebrating, not every loss needs to show. The years have softened all the edges, left the truth clear in my chest. A life doesn't have to be perfect for it to be its best. Looking back without regret, I can finally say we lived honest, we lived fully in our own quiet way. Looking back without regret, I see it plain and true. Everything that really mattered led me back to you. I don't wish the years away, I don't ask for more. I'm grateful for the life I lived and the one we built before. Looking back without regret, I'm at peace today. Stars come out one by one, the day is done, the dark is kind. The fields go quiet, hearts slow down. Nothing left to chase tonight. Every road I ever walked, every year I ever knew, all of it settles gently now. Under sky so wide and true. If tomorrow comes again, I'll meet it how I can. But for now I rest my hands and trust the land. carried me through every season, every rise and fall, and it asked for nothing now, just rest from all. Good night to the land that carried me through every hard year, every good one too. Good night to the land that gave me my place, held my work, held my love, held my day. Nothing more I need to prove, nothing left undone, just gratitude for where I've been and who I've loved. Good night to the land. And finally still, good night.